I pushed open the living room door, expecting soft lights, warm laughter, maybe the smell of my mother's cooking. Instead, I heard Ryan's trembling voice rise above everything. "Dad, I swear I didn't want to say anything. But he took my money. All of it." My father stood over him, jaw tight. "How much, Ryan?" "50,000, Rayan whispered. I trusted him. My stomach dropped. "What are you talking about?" My mother turned toward me, her eyes already wet. "Aries, please don't ruin Christmas. Just tell the truth." "I am telling the truth," I said. "I didn't take anything." Ryan wiped his eyes like he was the victim of the century. "You promised you'd return it before the holidays. I didn't want to tell them, but you left me no choice. I never borrowed a single rupee from you." My voice shook with anger. "Why would I steal from you?" My father snapped. "Stop pretending. Your brother wouldn't lie about this." I looked at Ryan. "Say it again?" "Look at me and say, you handed me money." He sniffed loudly and nodded. "I did." "You asked me to keep it quiet? That never happened?" My father slammed his hand on the table. "Enough. We've given you everything, Aries, and this is how you repay us." I stepped back. "You're not even listening. I don't need his money." "I don't want his money," my mother whispered. "Just admit it so we can move on." "Admit what?" I could feel my throat tightening. "A lie?" Ryan lifted his head slowly, voice cracking in perfect dramatic timing. "I didn't want to ruin tonight. I told him he didn't have to pay me back until he was ready, but he said he needed it fast. I thought I was helping him." "I never said a word to you," I replied. "You made this up." My father glared at me. "Why would he lie? Why would I steal?" I asked. "Think about it. Why would I risk everything right before Christmas?" Rayan whimpered again. "I'm just trying to understand why he did it." I stared at him, stunned. "You're unbelievable." My mother stepped between us. "Aries, don't talk to your brother like that. He's talking about me like I'm a thief." She shook her head desperately. "Just stop this before it gets worse." I can't stop something I didn't start," Rehan whispered. "I didn't want you to get in trouble." "Then why are we here?" I snapped. "Why are you crying in front of them if you didn't want trouble?" My father pointed at me. "Because you forced him into this?" "I didn't force anything." My voice cracked with frustration. "Check my room. Check my things. Check the whole house. You won't find a single rupee that isn't mine." My father growled. "Thieves hide what they steal. And liars hide behind tears," I whispered. "What did you say?" he demanded. I said I didn't steal from anyone. Rain leaned against the couch like he was exhausted from being so pure. "I don't know why you're attacking me. I just told the truth." "You told a story," I said. "There's a difference." My father stepped closer. "Enough. Apologize to your brother for something I didn't do. For lying to all of us," he snapped. My mother whispered, "Please, Aries, don't make us say things we'll regret." "I'm not making anyone do anything," I said. "I'm asking you to trust me," Ryan murmured. "We trusted you before, and you can trust me now." He shook his head slowly, breaking into fresh tears. "I just want my money back. That's all." I felt a burn spread in my chest. "I don't have your money," my father growled. "Then who took it?" "I don't know," I said, "but it wasn't me." Rand looked up, eyes red. "Just admit it quietly." "I won't bring it up again." "Admit a lie?" I asked why. "Because it's the right thing to do," he whispered. "For who?" "You," my father raised his voice. "Aries, apologize now." I clenched my fists. "Why don't you trust me?" Silence. Not a single word. Not even a breath of hesitation. Their silence was louder than their shouting. Rayan lowered his head again. "I didn't want this." I caught it just the smallest shift, the edge of a smirk he tried to hide when my parents weren't looking. A sharp, cold smile cutting through the fake tears. My entire world tilted. He planned this. He wanted this. I stared at him, feeling something heavy inside me fall apart. "You're lying," I said quietly. My mother stepped forward. "Aries, please," Rayanne sniffed again. "Why would I lie to my own parents?" I looked at him, then at the two people who should have known me better than anyone. "You tell me," I whispered. "Because right now I'm asking for one thing. Just one. Trust, and none of you can give it." My father folded his arms. We've made our decision. My mother looked away. And that was the moment I felt the clean, sharp crack inside my chest. Not the kind that kills you, but the kind that wakes you up. I turned toward the door. Merry Christmas, I said. Hope you enjoy the lie you chose. I walked out before my voice could break again. Behind me, nobody called my name. Not even once. CHP2 cold air slapped my face the second I stepped out of the house. I didn't even know where I was walking. I just needed distance. My phone buzzed in my pocket, and when I answered, my voice cracked. Aries. Aisha said, "Why do you sound like you can't breathe?" "I'm fine," I whispered. "You're not. Tell me what happened." "I can't." My throat closed. "Not right now, I'm coming," she said. "No, don't. Too late." She hung up. I sat on the low wall outside our gate, hands shaking. 5 minutes later, Aisha jogged up the street and stopped in front of me. Her eyes widened. "What did they do to you?" I laughed weakly. "Same thing they always do. They chose him, Rayan." "Who else?" I rubbed my face. "He said I stole from him." Aisha froze. "He said you stole..." "Yeah, but that's I know." My voice trembled. "And they believed him before I even opened my mouth." She sat beside me. "Tell me exactly what happened." I took a breath. I walked in. He was crying. He told them I took $50,000 from him. I told them I didn't. They told me to stop lying. My father even said, "Your brother wouldn't lie, like I would." Aisha clenched her fists. "How can they be so blind?" "That's the question of my entire life." I looked at her. I asked them why they won't trust me. They didn't say a word. "Not even your mother?" "I thought she'd defend me," I muttered. "She didn't." Aisha lowered her voice. "Aries, I need to tell you something." "What now?" I asked, tired lie. She hesitated. "This isn't the first time he lied about you." I stared at her. "What do you mean?" "I saw him do it once. Years ago." She looked down. "You were in school. Your mom asked who broke the vase. Rayan told her it was you." "That wasn't me," I whispered. "I know," she said. "I watched him drop it by accident." He looked right at me. I thought he'd admit it. "But he walked to your mom and said, 'Aries did it.'" I felt the sting in my chest again. "Why didn't you say anything?" "I was 14. I didn't want to get involved in your family fights. I thought it was a one-time thing. I didn't think it would grow into this. I knew something was off," I whispered. "All these years, every time something went wrong, every time someone blamed me, he was always there." Aisha placed a hand on my arm. "You're not crazy. You're not imagining this. Rayan lies because he knows they'll take his side." I let out a shaky breath. "I don't know what hurts more, the lie or the fact that they believed him so quickly." "They don't deserve how loyal you are," she said. I looked up at the sky. "I feel like I've been invisible my whole life. Tonight just confirmed it." "You're not invisible to me," she said softly. Before I could reply, I heard footsteps behind us. I turned and saw an older figure walking slowly toward the gate. "Mrs. Remen, our neighbor?" She stopped a few feet away. "Aries," she said gently. "Yeah." My voice was dull. I heard shouting earlier. She glanced toward the house. "Are you all right?" "I'm fine," I lied. She stepped closer. "Your father said something about stolen money." I stiffened. "It wasn't me." "I know," she said simply. Those 2 words hit harder than anything else that night. "You know? You've lived next door since you were a child," she said. "You're not the type to steal. Anyone with eyes can see that." She lowered her voice. "Your brother. He's charming, but charm isn't character." I blinked, stunned. "Thank you," she nodded. "I just wanted to tell you that before rumors start. You hold your head up, all right?" "I'll try." She walked away, leaving me speechless. Aisha turned to me. "See people who actually know, you'd trust you." I rubbed my forehead. "Why does that feel impossible for my own parents?" "Because they see what they want to see," she replied. "Not what's real." I looked at her, feeling something shift inside me. "You came running when I didn't even ask." You didn't have to ask, she said. You never have to ask. For the first time that night, my breathing slowed. 2 people believed me tonight, I whispered. 2 more than I expected. Good, she said. Let that be the start of something. Maybe it was. Maybe something inside me was done breaking. A week passed, but my chest still felt tight every time I remembered that night. I tried keeping my head down, tried distracting myself, but the silence at home. The looks my parents gave MIT all kept circling back. One evening my phone vibrated. The name on the screen made me frown. Danish, we hadn't talked in months. When I answered, his voice came out shaky. Aries, can we meet? Please. It's important. I hesitated. Why me? Because it's about Rayon. My heart dropped. Where? Behind the old cafe, he said. 10 minutes. I almost said no. But something in his voice pushed me to say, I'll be there. When I arrived, he was already waiting, hands shoved deep into his pockets, eyes darting around like someone expecting trouble. I walked up to him. Why are we meeting in secret? He swallowed. Because if Rayan finds out, he'll lose his mind. That's not my problem anymore. Kind of is, he said. Because this is about what he did to you. A cold wave rolled through me. Say it straight. He looked at me for a long moment, then exhaled. He framed you. I stared at him. I know that. The question is, why? That's the part you don't know, he whispered. He was desperate. He owed money. A lot more than he admitted to your parents. I stepped closer. Explain? He borrowed from someone he shouldn't have borrowed from, Danish said. He promised he'd return it before Christmas, but he used the money for something else. When the guy demanded it back, Rayan panicked. So he blamed me? My voice cracked. That was his solution? He needed a story, Danish said quietly. A believable one. And you were convenient. Clenched my jaw. Convenient. Danish winced. I told him not to do it. I said Aries doesn't deserve this. He's never done anything to you, but he said you'd be fine. That your parents wouldn't punish you anyway. I felt my stomach twist. He said that. Yeah. Danish looked guilty. He said they trusted him more. That they'd always take his side. I shut my eyes. Feeling something inside me snap into place like a puzzle piece I never wanted, but suddenly understood. He wasn't wrong. I said bitterly. Danish hesitated. I shouldn't have stayed quiet. I know that. You still did, I said. You watched him throw me under the bus? I feel terrible, man. Feeling terrible doesn't undo anything. He sighed. I didn't think it would blow up like this. I thought he'd tell the truth later after things calmed down. And did he plan to? Danish shook his head. No. Once he saw how your parents reacted, he realized he could get away with it. He actually laughed later and said, See? Told you they always believe me. A chill ran down my spine. He laughed. Yeah. I pressed a hand against my forehead. I kept asking myself what I did wrong. I thought maybe I said something, maybe I hurt him without knowing. But he just did it because he could. Danish looked at the ground. I'm not defending him, but Rayan's been like this for years. What do you mean? You really don't see it, do you? He asked softly. He lies whenever he's cornered. He manipulates. And he always uses you because you're easy to blame. Easy to blame, I repeated. Danish nodded. Remember the time you helped him with that college project? Yeah, I said. I basically wrote the whole thing. He told everyone he'd done it alone. He even bragged to his girlfriend that you couldn't have done it without him. Heat rose in my chest. I knew he took the credit, but I didn't know he humiliated me on top of it, or the time he scratched your dad's car and said you drove it earlier. My jaw tightened. I got grounded for that. Exactly, he whispered. He always pins things on you because you don't fight back. I stared into the distance, memories colliding, rearranging themselves, forming a painful, undeniable truth. All this time, I thought I was imagining things. You weren't, Danish said. You were just blind to how far he'd go. I looked at him sharply. Why are you telling me this now? Because I can't keep pretending I don't know the truth, he said. You didn't deserve what happened. And if your parents knew everything, they'd see who you really are. A bitter laugh escaped my throat. No, they wouldn't. They'd still believe whatever makes them feel better. You're wrong, he said quietly. They're not evil. They're just fooled. Fool me once, shame on you, I whispered. Fool them for 25 years? That's talent. Danish gave a weak smile. Rain's good at it. Too good. And I let him be, I murmured. Every time he lied, every time he stole credit, I stayed quiet. I thought, he's my brother. He'll grow up. But he didn't grow up. He grew confident. Danish nodded. Confident that nothing would ever touch him? Well, I said, feeling something new rising inside me, something sharp, something awake, something just touched him. What do you mean? I mean, I'm done protecting him, I said. Done taking the blame. Done being invisible. Danish looked uneasy. What are you planning? I don't know yet, I said. But I know this, he's not walking away from this clean. He swallowed. Just don't do anything crazy. Don't need to, I said. He created his own mess. All I have to do is stop taking the fall for it. I'm sorry, Aries. Truly. I nodded. Thank you for telling me. As I turned to leave, he called after me. Aries. Yeah. If they knew the truth, he said, they'd see who you really are. I didn't answer, but his words stayed with me long after I walked away. The seed was planted, and for once, it wasn't guilt, it was fire. The morning after meeting Danish, I looked at myself in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back. My shoulders slumped, my eyes hollow, my voice buried. I whispered no more. And for the first time in my life, I actually meant it. At work, I walked in without keeping my head down. Minal noticed instantly. Whoa, she said. You look different. In a good way or a bad way? I asked. In a confident way, she said. Did something happen? A few things, I replied. She narrowed her eyes. Good things? Not exactly, I said, but good for me, she smiled. Then it was worth it. When the morning meeting started, my manager asked, does anyone have suggestions for improving next week's campaign? Usually, I stayed quiet. But not that day, I do, I said, raising my hand. We're focusing too much on visuals and not enough on message clarity. If we simplify the story, people will connect faster. Everyone looked at me. For a second, panic crawled up my throat. But then the manager nodded. That's actually a great point, Aries. Can you work on that with me? Sure, I said, surprised. I'd like that. After the meeting, Minal bumped my shoulder. Where was that Aries hiding? Under a lot of noise, I said. Well, she replied, let him stay out. Later, during lunch, Aisha called. The moment I answered, she said, you sound lighter. I'm trying, I told her. Trying. She laughed. You sound like someone who knows his worth. That obvious? Oh yeah, she said. Keep going. Don't stop now. I won't, I said quietly. I'm done being the quiet one. I'm done apologizing for things I didn't do. Good, she said. Don't shrink for people who don't see you. Her words stayed with me the rest of the day. When I got home that evening, I expected silence. Instead, I heard my father's irritated voice from the living room. Rayan needs to get his act together, he muttered. He's spending too much. Borrowing too much. And now people are talking. My mother whispered, he's stressed. He just needs time. He needs responsibility, my father snapped. Not excuses. I froze near the doorway. Before I could turn away, another voice spoke. Aries. I looked up and saw Uncle Farouk standing behind me. He nodded toward the backyard. Walk with me. We stepped outside, the night air settling heavy between us. He folded his arms. I heard the argument inside. And I've heard other things. I'm sure you have, I said. He studied me. You're quieter than usual. I'm tired, I replied. But I'm awake. What happened between you and your parents? He asked gently. You heard, I said. They believed him, he exhaled. They always do. That's what I'm trying to understand, I said. Why him? Why not me? Why was I always second? He hesitated, then said, You want the truth? I think I deserve it. He nodded slowly. Your father has always been proud of loud confidence. He thinks strong men take up space, make noise, demand attention. Rayanne learned that early and used it. You were quiet, thoughtful, kind. Traits your father respected in theory, but not in practice. So being myself made me invisible. I asked, No, he said. But it made you easy to overlook. Felt my jaw tighten. And that's my fault? Not at all, he said firmly. If anything, it's your father's weakness. He mistook noise for strength and silence for weakness. I looked at the ground. And my mother? She just wanted peace, he replied. She avoided conflict even when it cost you. I swallowed hard. So Rayan was the favorite because he was loud? No, he said softly. Because he was easy? He fit the image your father wanted. You challenged it without even trying. I took a deep breath. All my life, I thought something was wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you, he said. Rayan just learned how to be what they wanted, and I didn't. You shouldn't have to, he said. You're not meant to live as someone else's shadow. The words hit me harder than I expected. Then why didn't anyone say this sooner? Because we underestimated the damage, he said. We thought you were strong enough to handle it, I whispered. Until I wasn't. Placed a hand on my shoulder. You survived more than you know. I'm done surviving, I said quietly. I want to live. He nodded. Then live. Be louder. Take space. Not because you want revenge, because you deserve a life bigger than the shadow he forced on you. A slow breath escaped my chest. And for the first time, I felt something shift inside me, something heavy rising into something sharp. I'm not going after him, I said. Not anymore. Good, he replied. Let life deal with him. I just want to grow, I said. I want to become someone I'm proud of. You already are, he said. You just have to see it. I looked toward the house, the place where I always felt small, and whispered, I'm not staying in the shadows anymore. He smiled softly. Welcome to the light, Aries. At that night, for the first time, I believed I could belong there. The shift started quietly like cracks under ice. No shouting, no dramatic declarations, just small things slipping out of place. One by one, I came home early one evening and heard my parents arguing softly in the living room. My mother whispered, He said he paid the bill. My father replied, Then why did they call me? I didn't go in. I just listened. A few minutes later, Rayan walked in through the front door, humming like he hadn't a care in the world. My father stepped out of the living room. Rayan, he said, we need to talk. About what? Rayan asked. The electricity bill, Rayan said lightly. I paid it. My father crossed his arms. Show me the receipt. Rayan froze just for a second. Then he smiled. I must have left it in my car. Go get it. Rayan cleared his throat. I'll bring it later. My father's voice dropped. Why not now? Rayan shrugged. I'm tired. My father walked past him without another word. I didn't say anything. Just watched. Quietly, the next crack came 2 days later. I was in the kitchen when my mother said, Rayan, you withdrew $40,000 last week. Where did it go? He answered too fast. Clothes, gifts, stuff. You bought nothing? She said. Rayan's voice sharpened. Why are you checking my accounts? Because money keeps disappearing, she whispered. Again, I said nothing. But he saw me standing there. And for the first time, he looked away. Later that week, I got a message from an unknown number. Aries, are you free tonight? It's important, Sarai replied. Who is this? Rayan's girlfriend. Ex, actually. Curiosity pulled me to the cafe where she asked to meet. She looked furious, eyes cold. You're Aries? She asked. Yes. She scoffed. You and I need to talk about your brother. I'm listening. She slid her phone across the table. He's been cheating on me for months. I stared at the messages, flirtations, promises, lies. Why tell me? I asked because he told me you stole his money, she said. He wanted me to feel sorry for him. But then I found this. She pulled up screenshots, Ran, asking another girl for money because my brother ruined Christmas. My stomach twisted. He used me again. Uses everyone, she snapped. But I'm done. And your parents should know who they're protecting. I nodded. Thank you for telling me. Don't thank me, she said. Just don't let him ruin you the way he tried to ruin me. When she left, I sat there for a long time, feeling a strange mix of sorrow and clarity. The next blow came from Danish. It was a Saturday morning when Rayan tried blaming a missing watch on another cousin during a family gathering. I saw him near my room, Rayan said, pointing. He must have taken it. Danish stood up. Stop lying. Everyone turned. Rayan's face paled. What did you say? You're lying, Danish repeated. You've lied about everything. First Aries, now him. Enough. Rayan hissed. Are you crazy? No, Danish said. I'm just done protecting you. My father looked between them. Rayan, what is he talking about? Rayan sputtered. Dad, he's trying to make me look bad. But Danish didn't back down. You framed Aries. You stole money. You lied to Sarah, and now you're blaming another cousin. When does it end? Rayan turned to me. You put him up to this? I shook my head. I didn't say a word. My father's voice hardened. Rayan, look me in the eye and tell me you didn't lie. Rayan opened his mouth, but no sound came out. My mother whispered Rayan. He looked at everyone, then at me. For years, I was the one who looked down first. I wasn't looking down this time. He broke. I didn't mean so you lied, my father said. Rayan grabbed his hair. Dad, listen. No. Enough. My father stepped back like he'd been struck. Your whole life, you've twisted things. I defended you. I believed you. And you used it against us. Rayan's voice shook. We believed you over your brother, my mother whispered. And he was innocent. Mom, no, she said, stepping away. Stop. Silence fell heavy over the room. Rayan turned toward me. Say something. What do you want me to say? I asked. That I'm hurt? That I'm angry? That I saw all of this coming? His eyes widened. You're enjoying this, I said calmly. But I'm not stopping it. My father looked at me, then really looked at me. You knew? I knew enough, I said. And I knew it wouldn't matter unless he dug his own grave. Rayan shouted, You're twisting things. No, I said. I'm finally telling the truth. My mother covered her mouth. How long have we been blind? A long time, I said, not unkindly. My father shook his head. Rayan, go to your room.
Bye.
Rayan glared at me as he backed away. This isn't over. I met his stare without blinking. It is for me. He stormed down the hallway, door slamming hard enough to shake the house. My parents sank onto the sofa in stunned silence. My mother whispered, All this time. We thought you were the problem. I know, I said. And you still stayed gentle, she whispered. I stayed quiet, I corrected. But not anymore. My father looked down at his hands. We failed you. It's not about failure, I said. It's about clarity. As I turned to leave the room, my mother called softly, Aries. Yes, thank you. For not letting bitterness change you. I smiled faintly. It didn't change me. It revealed me. And for the first time, I walked away feeling taller than my own shadow. A year can change a lot. My walk felt different. My voice felt different. Even the winter air couldn't cut through me the way it used to. I had a job I liked, people who respected me, a version of myself I finally recognized. So when my mother called and softly said, Aries, come home on Christmas, I didn't feel dread, just curiosity. When I entered the house, the room was silent. No decorations, no music, just my parents sitting on the sofa like they'd been waiting for hours. My father stood first. Aries, we need to talk. I nodded. I figured. He looked at me for a long moment. I'm sorry, I blinked. For what? For everything, he said. For not listening? for not seeing, for trusting lies over you." His voice shook. "We were wrong." My mother pressed a tissue to her eyes. "So wrong." I sat down slowly. "What changed?" My mother whispered, "Time, truth, people talking, bills missing, stories that didn't match. A girl named Sarah came to see us. Danish too." She looked down. "We pieced things together." My father added, "And Rayon." He didn't deny any of it. I asked quietly, "Where is he?" My father sighed. "He left months ago. He moved out after more debt surfaced. He blamed us, blamed the world, blamed everyone but himself." He paused. "But he never blamed you." "Not once." I raised an eyebrow. "That's surprising." "No," my father said gently. "It's telling. He knew you did nothing wrong." My mother reached for my hand. "He said he couldn't face you." I exhaled. "I'm not angry anymore. Should be," she whispered. "Maybe," I said. "But I'm not." My father cleared his throat. "Aries, we owe you an apology." "You already apologized," I replied. "No," he said firmly. "We excused your brother your whole life. We defended him without thinking. We made you feel small in your own home." His voice cracked. "And you never fought us. That made it easier for us to be blind." My chest tightened. I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to be believed. My mother broke down again. "And we didn't believe you." I leaned back. "I'm not here for punishment, just honesty." My father nodded. "Then here it is. You're the son we should have stood with," my mother echoed. "The son we should have protected." Silence settled between us, heavy, but not painful. More like a wound healing. I looked at them both. "Do you know what hurt the most?" My mother shook her head. "It wasn't that he lied," I said. "It's that you both accepted it in a second. I felt like I never existed." My father whispered, "I know. I see it now. And I wish I had seen it then." "You finally do?" I said. "That's enough." My mother asked, "Do you forgive us?" "I don't think forgiveness works like a switch," I said. "But I'm not holding anything against you. I'm living my life. That's all I want." My father took a deep breath. "You've changed." "Yes," I said. "I had to." My mother wiped her tears. "You look stronger." "I am," I said. "But I didn't become stronger because of revenge or anger. I became stronger because I finally stopped shrinking." My father nodded slowly. "We see that, truly." I looked around the room at the walls where I used to feel like a shadow. "I didn't win by proving him wrong," I said. "I won by becoming myself." My mother whispered, "We're proud of you." I smiled a little. "Thank you." My father sat beside me. "I know we can't change the past, but if you ever want to come home more often, the door is open." "I'll visit," I said. "Not because I'm obligated, because I choose to." My mother touched my arm. "That's all we can hope for." We sat together quietly. No tension. No accusations. Just three people realizing how much damage silence can cause and how much healing honesty can bring. After a while, "I should go. I promised Aisha I'd meet her." My mother nodded. Tell her we're grateful she stood by you." "I will." My father walked me to the door. "Aries, yes, I'm proud of the man you've become. Not because he fell, because you rose." I held his gaze. "I needed truth, not favoritism." He nodded, accepting it fully. "And you'll have truth from now on." I stepped outside, the winter air brushing against my face. But it didn't feel cold, not the way it used to. It felt clear, clean, honest. As I walked down the street toward the life I built myself, I realized something important. I didn't need their apology to feel whole. I needed to find myself, and I did. I didn't win by fighting my brother. I won by refusing to become him. That was the day. They finally saw Meba, more importantly. It was the day I finally saw myself.